Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has said that he has the $500 million bond. He has the money in his bank account to pay off the bond. And guys, you know what? I'm a little bit disappointed. And I don't know if he's going to use this money to pay off the bond, but I hope he doesn't, because I am dying to see the optics of what could happen if Letitia James and her cronies come and try to take some of his buildings. But guys, look at this. This is on Fox News this morning. And they're talking about this post on Truth Social that I will show you here in a second, where Donald Trump says that he has the $500 million on hand to pay this bond. Listen.
Trump now says on Truth Social he's close to raising the funds needed for the $454 million bond from his New York civil case. Trump writing on Truth Social, quote, "Through hard work, talent, and luck, I currently have almost $500 million in cash, a substantial amount of which I intend to use in my campaign for president." So the question is, if he's got the money, is he going to use it for the campaign or to give it to Letitia James?
I guess I'm not that surprised, because I got the sense from the former, he did not want them touching his properties. I mean, from a political standpoint, it would be great for the president. People seeing them take his property, I think, would send chills down average day Americans with most reasonable independent vote, especially the Republican Party, would kind of unite the Republican Party. But I think there's so much of his family name when it comes to these businesses that he didn't want them being touched.
I don't blame him.
See what happens. You could also get it knocked down.
Yes, guys, I agree. I don't think Donald Trump wants Letitia James to touch his properties, but I guess we shall see, because it would be fantastic optics, and it would send a shockwave through the country if Letitia James, Judge and Goron, and the justice system, their cronies, come and try to take his properties. But I don't think Donald Trump wants her grubby little hands on his properties at all, because these are things that he has built over a lifetime. And if I can only imagine that the thought of Letitia James seizing his properties is probably the worst thing in his mind. But this is the post that he made on Truth Social. He said, "Through hard work, talent, and luck, I currently have almost $500 million in cash, a substantial amount of which I intended, he says, I think that's a key word right there, to use in my campaign for president. The often overturned political hack judge on the rigged and corrupt AG case, where I have done nothing wrong, knew this, wanted to take it away from me, and that's where and why he came up with the shocking number, which, coupled with his crazy interest demand, is approximately $454 million. I did nothing wrong except win an election in 2016, and I wasn't expected to win. Did even better in 2020 and now lead by a lot in 2024. This is communism in America." I agree with that. This is shocking. This is communism happening in America today. And I think it's interesting what he says here. He says the way they came up with this massive number that they fined him for this fraud case is because that's how much he had in his bank account. That's essentially what he's saying here. So they looked at the amount that Donald Trump had in his bank account, and they're like, you know what? I want to take it all. That's what they said. That's what Donald Trump is saying here. And that is just absolutely disgusting. But NBC News is reporting on this, and they say Trump claims he has $500 million in cash, undercutting lawyers' claims on bond money. It says former President Donald Trump claimed early Friday morning that he has almost $500 million in cash, undercutting his lawyers' claims that he would not be able to comply with the $464 million judgment against him and his co-defendants in the civil fraud case brought by New York Attorney General Letitia James. And then the article puts his Truth Social post in here. I won't read it again, but it goes on to say Trump wrote that he did nothing wrong except win an election in 2016, that I wasn't expected to win, did even better in 2020, and now lead by a lot in 2024. This is communism in America. Trump hasn't contributed any of his own money to his presidential campaign since 2016. He had floated in 2020 that he'd personally spend what it took to win re-election, but did not do so. The former president must post the bond for the full amount he owes on Monday. So this deadline is coming up quick. So he has until Monday to post this bond, or James can seize any of Trump's bank accounts or properties. Guys, that's insane. And like I said, the optics of this corrupt AG seizing Trump's properties, seizing Trump's stuff would be so terrible for the other side and be so terrible for New York. I wonder if they would even do it. I can't even imagine the headlines, how they would try to spin this, because this is so grotesque. In any state, so they could seize his bank accounts or properties in any state. Yes, any state, including Trump Tower and Mar-a-Lago, among many others. His lawyers, who have appealed the judgment, said in a court filing Monday that he has been unable to secure a bond to meet it. Yeah, this is a huge bond. From what I have read, there is not a bond that you could get for this amount. It's impossible to find a bond for this amount. But Trump is liable for $454 million, most of the fraud judgment. But the amount he owes has been increasing by more than $111,000 a day because of added interest. Wow. New York Judge Arthur Engoron, who determined the amount of the judgment, issued his ruling on February the 23rd, and Trump had 30 days, only 30 days to hand over $500 million. That's another egregious aspect of this case. They only gave him 30 days to come up with this money. Trump said in another True Social post, in all caps Friday, that Engoron came up with a crazy out of thin air award in order to damage me politically and not allow me to use any of the large amounts of cash I have built up over the years through hard work, insight, instinct, and diligence on my political campaign for president. These types of people, these communists, they take what other people have built, and they through power and corruption, they just take it. They just take it for themselves. This is simply a taking, he added, much like what is done in communist countries. Earlier this week, Trump's presidential campaign asked his supporters for money in a fundraising memo, which had said, insane radical Democrat AG Letitia James wants to seize my properties in New York. This includes the iconic Trump Tower. That's what she wants. She said it. She said it in a video that she is ready to seize his properties. And if you watch any of her antics when she was running for attorney general, you know that she would do this, and she would do this with glee. She has said this over and over and over again. She is tweaked in the head, this lady. She's disgusting. Trump has valued his brand at over $10 billion, but a 2021 financial statement put his net worth at $4.5 billion. He has indicated most of his assets are in real estate, not cash or stock, saying at a deposition in the fraud case last year that he had substantially in excess of $400 million in cash. So, guys, yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. It looks like Donald Trump has the money for this $500 million bond, and it's money that he intended to use in his campaign for president. And I guess we'll see by Monday if he intends to use this money to post this bond or if he takes the risk of letting, I can't imagine, Letitia James and her cronies come and try to seize his properties, these buildings that he has built up and managed for many, many years, a lifetime of work being just taken by these corrupt people. And at one hand, I would really like to see this because we all know that this would be horrible optics for the Democrat Party, for New York. But on the other hand, I can't imagine what is going through his head when he is trying to come up with some sort of solution to this problem. But guys, what do you think about this? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.